morning. Good morning. Happy Fairy Friday on this February the 5th. It started to snow outside my window. That's brand new. Um, I hope that you are well. Margaret Sample here, coming to you live from the beautiful Niagara region of Ontario in Canada. Anybody who is tuning in, if you're tuning in live, sometimes I'll see comments and sometimes I won't see them till afterwards, but I love seeing them. And if you are seeing them afterwards, you can always send comments. And I love thumbs up and hearts. Just makes me happy. Hey, good morning, Sarah Rose. Good sign. I'm seeing a comment. I need to make sure that you know that if you are seeing this live or on replay, it is because today's Fairy Friday message is meant for you. Okay, so it will resonate for you. And I do bring you messages every week from the fairy folk using Brian Froud's beautiful fairy oracle deck. And let's start shuffling. Let me start shuffling and see who is going to come forward this week with a message for you. Well, sometimes they jump right away and sometimes they take a little time. Okay, who wants to come forward? Oh, ooh, okay. So today, I have someone else I'm going to say hi to before I go here. I have to scroll down. There we go. Good morning, Susan. There we go. Look who we have. We have the Faun. Now, on first glance, this looks like one of the singers of the realm, if you've seen before, with all the beautiful streaks and lights and looking somewhat like this painting behind me here. But when you look at this one, you can see that it is a faun. You can see its face, its eyes, its ears. And the faun is actually one of our fairy guides and guardians. And those folks are here to help us develop our own special gifts, talents, and inner magic. They help us with our sense of humor. They help us to discover the joys of living more harmoniously with nature. They really are here to help us. They're gentle helpers for the most part, which is kind of nice because some of the fairy helpers are a little bit more intense. The faun, okay, everyone has seen a faun at some point, I hope. A little baby deer in the woods. It's also the faun energy from mythology, right? So they're very playful, and he is about the understanding the nature of nature and natural wisdom, natural magic. The faun is very merry, very irrepressible. He's the one, you'll see him dancing in the garden, frolicking in the woods, playing in the meadows. He's all about, come on and play with me, come play with me. I remember one time I was hiking in the woods and I was going along, and it was not a very well-traveled trail at all. And all of a sudden, I heard this boom, 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 and I look, and this little faun is running down, and he stopped. It was like he thought I was his mom or something, and he wasn't expecting a human. But he was so like just playful and bright and cheerful. Hey, good morning, Leia, and it was like, whoo. So it's that fun, childlike, young, vibrant energy that the faun brings to help us with our own energies that are like that. He teaches us to understand and appreciate and express the parts of ourselves that dance in the moonlight with the fairies, the part of us that sings to the morning stars, that hums with the flowers that are blossoming, the part of us that when we plant seeds, we go bless you and grow, okay, and provides the healing energy for that. It's like no fuss, no muss, just intention and natural human magic. Human magic. We have it. We're born full of natural magic. It's simple. And the more we are true to our own nature, the more we have access to our own magic. You know, when you're just in the flow and everything just seems to be going your way. It's because you're accessing your own natural magic, the flow of the universe. You're not putting up blocks. And because of the society we live in, most of us, we start imposing limitations, or we start believing in imposed limitations, whether they're imposed by other people, which is generally the case as we're little, or by ourselves as we get older. We start to doubt our own magic. We start to doubt our own intuition. So when we close down, and that really inhibits the flow of the energy and the flow of our magic. Um, we have magic we don't even understand. We don't understand. They say we use what, 2% of our brain, but we have so much energy we don't even know about. When I was when I was in Machu Picchu, which I wanted to go to since I was a little girl and heard about it, and it was amazing. But my camera battery died. I'd hiked up above to the Stargate, and I didn't even think. I just went charge, and I went, charge, put my hand in the camera, and it charged because I was in a headspace. I had no limitations. I had no doubts. It charged. Now, when I thought about it too much, and I tried it a couple of days later, I was like, oh, I wonder if it'll happen. Well, of course it didn't, because I was inhibiting it. I was blocking the flow. But it's amazing what we can do. So, and I have since managed to charge things up again. So it's just believing and trusting, right? Once we do close down, it can take a while to open up, and it can take a lot of self-observation, a lot of work. Probably will require a lot of thought, and possibly it may even require maybe some, we could call it therapy, we could call it guidance from someone else to open that up again. Um, but it's really quite wonderful when we connect with it. And it's easier and it's gentler when we allow Mama Nature to help us. And when the fawn's coming along, it's like, I gotcha, come on. The fawn really calls us to spend time in nature. All the fairies want us to get outside. Every week I say, is there anything else you want me to say? And they're always like, remember to tell them to go outside. Okay. He wants us to get outside because when we, as humans, as earth beings, we connect and with our energy with the earth. And when it's nasty weather, or if you're housebound for any reason, spend time with plants. It's a great time, apparently, to start seedlings right now, to plant in the spring. It might be a little early, but you know what? Who cares? Plant some. Um, and also look outdoors. Listen to the wind song. Oh, particularly today. You guys know that when I look this way, it's because that's where my window is. Um, my pine trees are dancing like crazy out there. And I know it's kind of bitter and nasty, but I'm watching it, and I will sometimes close my door and open my window a little bit so that I can really hear the wind. You can hear it whistling, but you can really hear it. And if you can get outside and do that, be in that energy, right? So he is really calling us to get outside. Like nature, we human earth beings are always changing. So he's saying, hey, don't be stuck. Don't be a stick in the mud. Come play, come dance. And when I think of him, I often think of, the song, The Lord of the Dance. Dance then, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you on, wherever you may be. I will lead you all in the dance with me. Dance, dance. It's just, it will turn out all right. Just dance through the energy. Now, when he shows up in a reading like this, natural magic is now happening. It is now available to you. You may notice things are beginning to flow more smoothly. They've been kind of a little clunky, right? So you may notice they're starting to flow more smoothly. Allow it. Say thank you for the flow and allow it. Give and receive freely. You'll remember last week we had the Laum, right? Who was all about unconditional giving and unconditional receiving. So, again, more giving and receiving. Allow the energy to flow. Someone gives you something, whether it's a compliment or a gift, thank you. How kind of you. Thank you. You can give something to someone else. Give with joy and without expecting recompense. You will it'll come back to you some way because that's how energy flows. But be part of that flow. Don't try to control the energy right now. Just dance with it. Trust it. And do keep your heart filled with light. Look how much light this fawn has with him. Light. We are beings. We have light a lot in ourselves too. So let your light shine. Don't hide it under a bushel. Let it shine. If you're in a situation where the situation is feeling stuck or muddy, or you're feeling stuck and bogged down, it's definitely time to dance with the fawn. And this can be literally. Literally, dancing changes the energy. If you are having a bad day, you stick on one of your happy songs and dance. And you know what? You're going to start feeling better. It just works that way. And then if you want to go dance outside, well, even better, right? So a breath of wild fresh air is called for. If a relationship with someone is feeling stuck, see if you can't get out for a walk somewhere together, a park, the trails, whatever you have available to you outside, if that's a possibility. If it's not, the fawn suggests that you give them a gift of a potted plant, especially one with flowers. And yes, I have fresh flowers behind me today. Dance like no one is watching, because Susan says, and it's like, yes, who cares? Who cares? Just go with it. Just and it's wonderful when you give over to that surrender and let the rhythm take your body and you just go. It changes. Everything changes. But yeah, and fresh cut flowers are different than potted flowers, but they are also beautiful and they are also wonderful. And it's such a treat for me to have them. So I put them here so I could share them with you for today's reading. I kind of tend to carry potted plants that are flowering or fresh cut flowers from room to room with me so that I can enjoy them as much as possible. And I suggest you do the same. But anyway, back to if the relationship is stuck, a gift of a potted plant is really a flowering plant. It's lovely if you want to do that. Flowers are also good, okay? But the plant, see, it's got the difference because that's the energy of growth. Okay? So, come back to your natural self. Dwell in possibility. I love that phrase, dwell in possibility. Don't set limits. It's like dream and then dream bigger. Why not? It's time to live in flow, live in harmony with Mama Nature. Be active, eat cleanly, clear the toxins of modern life, do some screen-free time. The other day I had a number of readings and meetings online, and I had my choir practice was supposed to be that night online, and I just couldn't do more screen time. So I learned next time I will not allow too many meetings to be booked on that day so that I can get together with my choir friends. No, we can't sing at the same time and hear each other because you just can't do that on Zoom, right? But that anyway, going with the flow, get away from those toxins of modern life. Spend time with Grandmother Moon and Father Sun, and especially dance with the fawn. He's really playful. He's like, come play, come dance, get in touch with your own magic, because you do have it, and allow yourself to reconnect with it. Allow it. I had a couple things I wanted to mention today. If you guys, somebody asked me, is it okay if I share your videos? Yes, please, please share them. That's awesome. And also, I declared this month to be Fairy February for um, myself and anybody who is on my email newsletter list knows about this already. But it's I because of requests from you guys, I added a service where I will pull a card for you, a fairy card for you, and email you your reading and a photo of the card. Um, Even though this is a message that it pertains to, some people also love to have one pulled for themselves, and it's fun for me to do. So it's usually, the regular price is usually $33.33. But because it's Fairy February, it's 25% off, which came out to $24.99, which I just love how math works. Also, next week I'm holding an online introduction to chakras workshop. That's next Thursday, February 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's a special workshop price of $14.99. And you can order both of those things or sign up for those on my website, www.margaretsample.com. Go to the store page or the shop page. Up in the menu, you have to sometimes click on those three lines or whatever to see more options. Um, and there on my website, you'll also see that I do have posted previous Fairy Friday videos if something you want to look at if you're interested. And you can also see what my Spirited Insight Hive is all about on the website. So have a visit to the website, and if please sign up for the newsletter, then I can you'll know about these things earlier. All right, guys, is there anything else? Dance, 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 and sing, um, and please just enjoy this blustery, wintry weather here in the northern hemisphere. Down south, I know I have some people who watch in the southern hemisphere. Get out on the beach. Get out on the beach if you can. Um, and thank you so much for tuning in to Fairy Friday. And I send you love. I send you dancing and playful energy. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Mwah. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.